So here's the project. This is day one. Not much sprouting. It's just like a lot of condensation on the bags and some skin from like the beans. You can see here has come off somewhat. The red beans, lima beans, and chickpeas. The chickpeas didn't really do much. It's just it got bigger in size. That's one. I don't know if this is mold or part of the paper towel on the chickpea. The chickpeas have doubled. Oh, hold on. There is signs of germination right there. Can't focus, but you have one seed germinating in the green packet. No signs of germination, and the other ones are clear yet, but I will have to look closer to see actually. So at least we know it's working with the germinating chickpea. Here's it. In a regular size. Can't really see it. It's not focusing. They're ideally small, and you can fit them between 2 fingers. And these are huge. If you set them side by side, they almost double in size. It might not look like such with those, but they all start off really tiny. I didn't notice anyone bigger than the other when I was placing them. This is a regular, and that's a larger one. I don't want to take one out the bag, but like just isolate one. You can see that side by side, one is really smaller than the other one. I haven't seen anything but the red beans. Oh wait, we have one germinating red bean right here, starting to germinate. I don't know if maybe that's like skin coming off, but it looks like germination from here. Yeah, a lot of these have just skin coming off. Lima beans just really show skin coming off as well. I'm doing another experiment where I put the films of light inside the bag and put it next to natural sunlight. It's on my window pane. Just realized that this one right here has a vine. So this one has actually started germinating.
So most of these are trying to mature into a flower?
Not necessarily flower, just germinating, meaning like sprouting. Like you see how like this one that didn't, it has a tip at the end. And like beans, like this one has like that opening right there. That's just,
and this has like the yellow creasing and stuff.
Yeah, we'll go with that. But that's where the seed is. So if we were to plant these, that's where the seed would grow. And like this one has a vine and leaves already.
So that means you have to like place it somewhere upright or something?
No, it's just, I don't know what you're asking specifically.
No, I say like you're about to plant the leaves.
This chickpea actually grew mold on it, which is, I don't know what that will pose to the rest of the chickpeas, but I thought it was part of the paper towel, but it's grayish, and the paper towel has like gray fuzz on it, and it's right on the seed opening, so that's fun. So looking at the blue color, lima beans still has 10% germination. You can see that this one is about to, I guess, like it split open, so I think that's a sign. It's really hard like to pick these things up without tampering with it. Where chickpeas has new germination found and mold spore found on one. Yeah, it's just 10% as well. The cool thing I found was with the red beans, it's 30%. And you see how this one has a vine? Well, actually, the vine carries over. It broke through the napkin, Subway napkin. It's hard for me to flip it over without tampering with the beans, but it broke through the napkin and carried over to the back. Which I thought was pretty cool. And I know that's like one of the properties of plant growth where it like meets an obstacle and goes around it. So three beans are germinating so far. As you can see, the mold spore on this one actually got darker compared to when I first started recording. So I don't know if me moving these away are helping, but I find it funny that the control group is not growing at all. But that's great. It is what it is. And tomorrow's the final day. So let's pray. I think I'm going to predict that a red light will get at least one more bean germinated, because I noticed the Lima beans, they split open and then a vine comes out like right here. If this one split open but no vine is out. And yeah, a lot of the red beans in this one, I noticed that for red beans, they break open at the tip where like the seed part is, and then the vine comes out there. And a lot of them have a breaking in the tip but no vine. But I don't know if I should consider breaking of the tip germination. But yeah, for chickpeas, I'm going to go with more germination in green because that gives the most germination I'm finding. Control is, there's no action in the control area. And yeah, I think blue works best for red, green works best for chickpea, and right now for lima bean, I'm going to go with either red or blue because they're both at 10% by the second day, but more so red because it's already progressing. And good old Spaldy here. There is now another chickpea with mold all over it. It's a big ball of fuzz. And we are on day 3 of the experiment, which is the last day. And the control group for, I don't know if you consider this a control, but yeah, this is a control group. Has no germination. I just know that the moldy spots are really warm. All the bacteria is growing. I don't know if it's because of these two moldy ones, but this one and a few up here are starting to grow mold as well. Because, you know, bacteria just need more things to feed on. So, final day for lima beans and white light. There's finally some germination here. This one I thought was going to germinate, but didn't. But this one right here is growing mold at the tip. Good old mold. It's everywhere. Just festering. And actually this one is growing mold too. So it's great. Actually there's some germination action here too, but final day, white light, red beans. Well, over the whole experiment there was no germination. And on the final day, maybe there was germination, I just didn't find it, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 germinating beans, which is great, and no mold like the other ones. Okay, so this is the chickpeas and green light. We have 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3. And there's a fourth one, I just can't find it. And the 4. And the fourth one actually has mold growing on it as well. It's a green ball of fuzz. I think a good question for this experiment would be, what counts as germination? Because for green light with lima beans, there's 0% germination, but a lot of them cracked open in the back, like I observed for all the other lima beans and other light, and that usually would result in the next day a vine growing out of there or something. But it cracked open, but there's really no more action. If we see here, there's mold growing on this one right here. Good old mold. And for red beans in green light, we actually have some good action right here with this red bean. It's all branching out, finding new friends. And there's mold on this one. It's only 2 beans that germinated in this particular light. So I pulled the red bean from the green light, the one that had the spike branches, or just mini branches or roots going, spreading out. I pulled it aside, and that's how long one of the lines for plant terminology is not with me today. But so this is chickpea or garbanzo bean in the red light, and we have the same 2 from prior, still branching out, finding new friends. And like all the other ones, there's mold on this one. Fuzz is on the side, but it's not exponential like the black one right here. And don't ask me why I'm keeping it in my house. I just need results. That's chickpea action. Some lima beans. We still have this one right here. I was trying to get it to focus on this one. Yeah. Good old leaf coming out. And then we have a new friend who's joined it. And once again, mold. It's mold central in my experiment, which is great. It means things are happening. It is what it is. And the red beans for the red light, we have the same type of long rooting or branching, vining, I don't know the verbiage, but yeah, it's pretty good vine. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 70% of the beans germinating, and we have a lot of mold on this one. So that's great. And I don't know, try to branch this one, but you can see how it just goes all down here and it stops right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last but not least, we have the chickpeas for blue light. We have excellent germination here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 7. 7 too. Let's see, get better. 7. I did not record the other ones. So 70, 20. That is still 1, 2, 3. Actually, the chickpea has 30%. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier for the red light. And chickpea for blue light has 70%, which is a great difference from yesterday, which had 10%. And the lima bean, this one has been growing. This grew on the first day. This was there, but it's more greener now. But it didn't crack and split open like the other ones did, so wonder what that means. And has a new friends. This one right here has a vine. This one right here has one. I'm not finding any blue light for red beans. We have mega bold on this red bean right here. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 red beans. And this is the bag I told you that was branched out in the back. And it still went through the napkin and it's continuing its growth. This is its stop point. But now I just have to analyze the results. What does this mean? We'll just have to figure out. Say goodbye to the experiment.